everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month. It's been a week or so since my last video, but I'm back. I saw this tag from Miss Sadhana, if I say that correctly, from Integrative Healing with Sadhana. Anyway, the tag was, as you already saw, I think by the title, only 10 indie decks. And before I had a YouTube channel, I definitely and totally could understand when people said, oh, the choice was so hard. But I don't think I really felt it. I do now. Anyway, so yeah, I picked, well, 10. But I kind of cheated a little bit. Yeah, I'm going in a cheating way directly. Anyway, I do have some honorary mentions also because I felt like, again, like I said, it was really, really hard. In all honesty, I didn't really put them in a particular order, like, oh, this is my absolute favorite, because even then, you know, it's gonna be very, very hard. I definitely am gonna start with one of my favorites. I showed it before and I even did a whole review about it. This is the Antique Black Tarot, a Rootworker deck. And yeah, as I mentioned, I think in other videos or even in the review, you know, this one is very close to my heart. I am a root worker, I'm a hoodoo practitioner. And even though it's mentioned in the booklet that it stays, or at least that if you are a RWS reader, that yeah, you can get on with this, you know. And yeah, in some I can see it, but in the majors it's definitely very different. If you want to check out my review of this deck, I will put it in the description where you will find it then. But again, a very different kind of approach, again, especially in the majors. But as a root worker, as a hoodoo practitioner, you know, this just is me in a deck. Divination is always done before any kind of working, you know, so whatever I'm doing, this deck will be there. For me, again, it gives just that something extra, you know, because what I say, before any kind of working divination is needed, because we need to know if we should continue, because there's always a balance or an opposite, you know, in the sense of, yeah, is it justice or is it more revenge? You know, we have ego, human beings. I am no different. So to see if a working is justified, you know, sometimes how to approach a certain kind of working, you know, whatever is in that area, you know, yeah, this deck will come out. So yeah, this one absolutely could not miss in this hashtag only 10 indie decks. I know, of course, it's a little bit, it's, I don't want to tap into other people's, that FOMO, you know, fear of missing out, oh, I need to have it, because this is one I don't have yet. I think I said that in my review about this one too, and even it goes for other ones, you know. However I see a deck, however I approach a deck, how happy I am with a deck, and that's my personal experience. That is never a guarantee for anybody watching, you know, that will have the same effect. However, like I said, for a root worker, a hoodoo practitioner, there are other mass market decks out there, like the Hoodoo Tarot. Yeah, I just mentioned that because, again, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I need it. Unless you really need it and it's affordable for you, then by all means go for it. But yeah, again, this one, it definitely could not be in this hashtag. Absolutely one of my favorites, cannot go without. Yeah, let me put this one in here. I don't want to mess this one up. The next one, let me see. Okay, let me go with this one. Like I said, it's the next one. I have it in the travel edition. In all honesty, I really want it in a big edition. It's the Dust to Onyx. I think I also mentioned with this one, for me, this has a very, very ancestral feel to it. Yeah, there is something, and I hope it catches because, well, it is a darker deck. Yeah, there is something about this that goes very deep. This is also a deck that is the only one that's really only for ancestral readings. I can pick another deck for ancestral readings. However, this one, yeah, I will not just pull 3 cards or do an everyday read with, in that sense, because of that feeling that it has, you know. Again, that deep ancestral African foundation that's in here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this one. This one definitely has a very special place in my heart. It will also not go anywhere, even if I can get my hands on the bigger edition. Yeah, again, the little one will not go anywhere. I might end up not using it that much, because if I have the big one, but even then, it just will not go anywhere. Because again, that foundation, that specialness about it. And the same thing what I said before, you know, this is why this one definitely could not yeah, not be in this hashtag, you know. Yeah, a very special one. When I didn't have it, I wanted it, and now that I have it, I really feel like, yeah, no, I cannot be without this one. No, I cannot be without this one. So yeah, that's the Dust to Onyx. Let me see. Which one shall we do next? Well, let's stay with the Afrocentric, because, well, the first one was 2, and this one is 2. Yeah, let me get the other one then, which is the Tazama African Tarot. I hope it will catch, because the title is in that foil kind of gold. Oh. Yeah, let me put that away, because I don't want the shadow to catch it. Yeah, these are the backs. Beautiful matte coppery gold gilding. This for me, even though it feels very luxury, the quality of what were their name? I always fumble up their name. Abusua, the publishing company. Absolutely amazing quality. There is some foiling going on in it, almost like a halo kind of thing behind the ancestors we see in these cards. Because of the coloration, and I think the design kind of thing, it has that RWS feeling, but it's not RWS. Well, it's in the system of RWS, don't get me wrong. But because it has that, well, the coloration in the sense of RWS, you know, it really became an everyday kind of read. But then again, because it has such amazing quality, I always feel like, but no, we can use this definitely every day. The company, the production company, also released very recently an extra booklet in PDF if you want to know more about the ancestors portrayed in the deck. I ended up printing mine in a book form, because I really felt like it should have been, well, it should be a set, you know. But even the PDF, I mean, it's about the information at the end of the day, right? That you can know what is what. So they did an amazing job, and I'm very happy to have it. It definitely gives that card an extra layer of meaning, you know. So yes, I did mention the name, right? Tazama African Tarot. Yeah, a very beautiful deck. The colors, even though I said it's a reminder of RWS in the setup, at least, the colors are a little bit richer, you know, where the background feels a little bit more modern. The ancestors really give that that older, that not vintage, I mean vintage would be even the wrong word, you know, but they almost that wisdom in the cards they deliver just by being there, you know. So yes, again, one that I absolutely do not want to live without. They have a pre-order out for a new deck. It's an oracle. I forgot the name. The Oracle of Eden or something. You can check it out on their Instagram or website. Again, I will post it in the description. Their website where you can see this deck, and again the pre-order for the next deck. Yeah, I cannot wait, because again the quality we always seem to get from them, you know, is something amazing. I mean, even the booklet with it, it's a hardbound, you know. It has the basics, and like I said, especially now, because we do get an extra one in PDF form for the ancestors. But yeah, just again, the quality amazing, the depth of these ancestors that we can now really read about, you know, again, amazing. So yeah, this one too, it's not one that I want to be without, well, ever. Yeah. An amazing deck. Okay, some of them, they stick together or something. I think I put it in order, yeah, when that booklet came in. So I could walk through them in order, you know. This is why some, I don't think I shuffled very well after I put them, when I mixed them up again. But yes, again, not one I really want to be without, you know. This is the Tazama African Tarot. Let me put that one back too, because yeah, I don't like to leave them without. They are in a closet always, my decks, even though it has glass, so I can still see them. But yeah, I got cats. And mine, well, they rule the household, you know. They are the boss. The next one, yeah, now it became harder. In all honesty, I think I got another one or two that, yeah, I would like to show, but I did want to show also at the same time a little bit of variety. So this one, the next one, is the She-Wolf Tarot. So yes, the She-Wolf Tarot. I think I said something about this one too in my collection video. When I ordered this one, the first time I found out about this creator was the Serpent Fire Tarot. And in all honesty, both I love. But yeah, again, I needed to make choices. I took this one out because I wanted the Serpent Fire. I became aware of the She-Wolf. Then a local shop, because otherwise with VAT and customs, you know, a local shop would be stocking them. So I could put in a pre-order, and they had both decks. So I kind of went for it and I bought both decks. I pre-ordered them both. After I did that, I was really like, well, I was doubting my choice a little bit. Because I was like, yeah, maybe the She-Wolf ain't working for me. I'm not really a pink girl, you know. Shall I do it? Shall I not do it? But yeah, my pre-order went in, yeah, and 2 days later it was already shipped. So I kind of was like, well, we will see, right? I mean, it's an indie. If I really don't like it, I can sell it, right? But I actually fell in love with this one. And for not being a pink girl, that was a big deal for me. I read her guidebook, and I loved how she really was describing the scene and what did that mean then, because sometimes I was a little bit like, yeah, I don't know which way to go, you know. The guidebook really gave me that stepping point, how to approach it. And yeah, from there on, yeah, I really wanted to go deep with this, and I had some amazing readings with this deck, always straight to the point, no BS, you know. Just what it is and what to do about it. And I really like that approach. So I think this is one of the reasons why I went from being very insecure about my purchase, you know, to really loving this deck. And yeah, at the same time, like I said with the others, yeah, this one will not go anywhere. I have now, I think 2 or 3 months. I used it almost not at all, you know. But yeah, again, we have multiple decks, right? And even though I find myself not to be a seasonal reader in the sense of, okay, this deck is really summer or winter or whatever. Excuse me. I do think that maybe because of the colors, I would use it more in spring or summer, even though, like I said, normally it's not something I would particularly do, you know, because I do find that in the 4 months that I didn't use this, 3 or 4 months, I think, I did reach for my Serpent Fire one, because it is a little bit darker, you know. But yeah, even though I might not have used it in the last few months, I know it will not go anywhere. I really bonded with it because of that insecurity, and I really wanted to go in there to see how I could use it, you know. So yeah, I found that really helped in forming that bond, and also at the same time, yeah, really falling in love with it. So yeah, it will not go anywhere too. So yeah, that is the She-Wolf. Oh, yes. Yeah, a beautiful deck. I'm horrible with names, but yeah, as always, you know, I will put everything in the description. Names and creators and stuff like that. I'm not really doing links, and that's honestly just because I'm in Europe. I don't think that my links will be really helpful, you know. In America or anywhere else, I think you will have your choice at yeah, where you can get these decks. The next one is hard to see maybe because it's black foiling on black. It's the Brady Tarot. We'll put them a little bit out of the way. Yeah, this is my favorite animal deck. I mentioned this, I think, before too. You know, I love how this deck reflects real, raw, wild nature. Nature isn't always beautiful, you know. I mean, my animal guide, the one that I tap into for whether that's inspiration or power or whatever I need, is the lion. And even though the lion has many beautiful traits, yeah, there is enough, yeah, that a lion has that, yeah, I'm not always in the mood to see. Love this death card too, huh? So yeah, nature, yeah, the wildness of it, the realness, the rawness, you know. I love that it's depicted here. Don't get me wrong, I can understand why people also love the cute animals or the cute animal decks, yeah, where they wear their crowns and their tutus and I don't know what else. But yeah, me personally, I really cannot work with that. It doesn't reflect, yeah, like I said, that realness of nature, the flow, the wildness, everything that comes around nature, you know. This one does that more. Even if you would look at a card and you would think, oh, beautiful, or oh, how cute, but there is more to it, you know. There is always more to it. So yes, this one is my absolute favorite animal deck. In all honesty, I wish that there were more nature or animal-based decks that I would really connect with. So yeah, every time a new one comes out, I'm looking really deeply into it, you know. But yeah, again, it needs to reflect a certain amount of reality for me, you know. If I want to tap into the animal world, I want to do that in a real way. And yeah, again, I cannot do that with crowns and tutus. Again, no disrespect, you know, because I can understand when I look at them, they're cute as hell. And I'm definitely tempted. But again, I also know I ain't going to work with it, you know. But yeah, this one, I was very happy. I didn't even know about this deck, in all honesty, in the first edition when it had the white border. I found this one at a local shop that was just starting to sell indie decks. So I grabbed it because I fell in love, you know, with some of the pictures. And yeah, that one definitely worked out for me. When I watched later walkthroughs, I saw that the first edition had the white border, and I'm very happy I didn't see that yet, because I might not have bought it at all, you know, afraid that it would have that white borders. Yeah, see this? Yes, it's hard to look at. Absolutely, it breaks my heart. But yeah, at the same time, this is what happens in nature. Nature, there is always a balance, even if it's one that we don't always like. I mean, we have predator and prey, and even one predator's prey, yeah, that prey is another predator to somebody else, you know. There is a cycle in that. There is, again, a realness in that. So yes, again, for me, the Brady Tarot, my all-time favorite animal-based deck. I really enjoy it, and yeah, it will not go anywhere. Even if by chance I will find another beautiful animal deck, and I really love it, I might get an extra one as choice. I don't think they will compete in a sense. Yeah, sometimes you want one thing, another time you want another thing. But yeah, this one, at least, it will go nowhere. So yeah, that one is the Brady Tarot. Let me see, is this the last one? Well, not the last one per se, but I think the last tarot, because again, I needed to make choices. I don't like choices. This one is the Shimmering Veil. I love everything, you know, that is Cilla Conway. I love her art. In all honesty, there was another deck of her, the Intuitive Tarot, I think it's called. I know it was one of her first decks, so the art style was very, very different. And yeah, I ended up not bonding with that one. It was really this kind of art that I loved. However, she did a collaboration with, oh my god, I'm so bad at names, the Byzantine Tarot. Anyway, I do love her art there. I have that one too. Yeah, with decks, with tarot decks, or even oracle, I always have like this ritual, you know. The first time I look through it, like I would now, you know, but then it's in order. Then I like to do that maybe 2-3 times, you know. I split them up in the majors and the suits, and then I'll look through them again. Then I like to shuffle them, and then I just shuffle and play and look, you know, for a day. I do a blessing on my ancestral altar when I really want to work deeper with a deck. And all of that kind of didn't go with this deck. I looked through this deck, I shuffled it, I read in that order. I did not do that bonding, you know, like I really know the cards. It was just this instant connection. And again, there was no ritual, nothing. I just looked, I loved, I shuffled, I read. Also now, if I do readings for clients, yeah, they tell me about a certain situation, and normally a deck pops in my head, you know, like, oh, I want to read with that one. I think that one will fit the situation. However, if I'm at any moment in doubt, yeah, this one is my go-to. This one always delivers, no matter what it is, yeah. If I really don't know which deck to go to, if I don't have a specific thought in mind, you know, yeah, it will be the Shimmering Veil. And again, it always delivers. I don't think, well, maybe the rest also not, but yeah, it's not a stranger in our community, right? I've had it now for some time. And again, I absolutely love it. I think her work is amazing. I love her art style. I love the oil paintings. It really does something, you know. So yes, this one is the Shimmering Veil of Miss Cilla Conway. Yeah, let me put it back. I don't have too much space here. Okay, now we're gonna sidetrack because I didn't want to mention because I also said this one was the last tarot. Well, I will come back to that. However, before we go to the oracle, let me see, because I made some notes. Yeah, I didn't put these on my top 10. However, yeah, they belong there. But I had other ones I wanted to show. I absolutely love the Devas of Creation. I love the Multi-Dimensional Devas, and I love the Book of the Dead. I know I'm breaking the rules here, you know, but for me, all of this is a set, yeah? They don't go without each other, yeah? If I 9 of the 10 times, I use Oracle as my focus, and then I will pick tarot cards, you know? And whatever the situation is, if I read with the Shimmering Veil, one or more of these decks will show up. The Shimmering Veil, I don't really pair with any other deck. It really will be a pair of one of these three. So again, even though I'm not counting them as number, well, where were we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 6. This all is 6. This all is 6 for me, because I don't like to separate them. Because again, what I say with this one, any one of these or multiple one of these will come to play, you know. So even though I'm not going to give them a separate mention, and I will not maybe show every card, you know, they belong with this one. I cannot go without them in that sense. Okay, then I said that it was my last tarot, but this one is actually to an honorable mention, and I hate it because I will go directly into my first oracle, which would be the Weavers. And I also cannot go without my Black Madonna. These two, they work in conjunction, you know. My monthly focus is 9 out of 10 times it's one of these and one of these, and from there I will look for a tarot deck to, well, dive deeper, you know. So I cannot separate them, even though this officially is a tarot. I don't really use the tarot associations. I just take the guidebook, I read the story with it, and then I will see what guidance it has to give me. And yeah, with this one the same. I already said before, this oracle, you cannot leave the guidebook separate. The guidebook is part of the oracle in that sense. So I will go through them together. I know they're 2 decks, but they belong together for me. I don't like to separate them. I had this one before I had this one, so I started in a sense with my focus only with this one. But the moment I got these, I knew I wanted to pair them, you know. Because I bought this also to be paired, oh, I'm sorry, with my Dust to Onyx. These 3, especially when it comes to an ancestor reading, yeah, are amazing. Where I use, like I said, these multiple times in the sense of the beginning of the month focus. Those cards will stay out, you know, and I will do multiple readings around that. When it comes to a really ancestor reading, especially when I use the dust to onyx, then especially these two, but a lot of the times it will be 3, you know. But yeah, the mysteries of the Black Madonna and the dust to onyx are for me in that same kind of sense a set. They cannot be separated. I can use this with this, like I said, and then other tarot. But when I use the dust to onyx, there will always be the mysteries of the Black Madonna with it, you know. 1 second. Hey, go. I'm so sorry, my cat. So yeah, like I said, for me, they're definitely a set. And these two, especially now that I have them both, you know, for some time now. But yeah, they belong together. One doesn't go without the other for me. I know, again, that I'm cheating my ass off here with my only 10. It's not 10. But again, you know, no, I cannot separate them. I don't like it. They belong together. They should be together. So I'm going to show them together. And we got to count it as one deck. I know, it's cheating. But yes, I absolutely love these two. Where this really focuses on the story of the weaver shown, you know. This one goes then a little bit more into the subject. And what I found a lot of the times when I pull one and I pull the other, that they really tell one story. Which sometimes is almost to the point of, are you kidding me? Like, nobody will believe this, you know, if I tell them that. So yeah, the readings that I get from these two, yeah, they go very deep. That's why I say, I think I did a ramble about diving deeper into your reading, you know, because yeah, when I have to, I really work for, well, at least a month, you know, a good 4 weeks. Really with that message, like, okay, how can I get there? You're advising me for one thing, multiple questions will come up, right? How do I get there? Why do I need to get there? If you don't really have that initial moment of, oh yeah, I know what they're talking about, you know. Most of the time I do, because like I said, they really call me out. But yeah, in a nurturing but straight to the point way, which again I absolutely love. So yeah, I can repeat myself endlessly here. I know I'm cheating, but they belong together. I don't like to separate them in that sense. Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah, okay. Let me do first this one, because that bag is on top of here. So yes, let's see, what else do we got? Let me put this one away. So yeah, the weavers, and this one was officially number 8, right? Yes, it was 8. I didn't really count correctly, yeah, but this was 8. Well, the weavers and this one, because again I'm cheating. And number 10, even though it's a new deck, it won over 2 others, which I will still mention. One other, yeah. Sorry, this is the Neferatiti transformation cards. I did a walkthrough of this one too. I will put it in the description if you would like to see that. I have it now, I think a little bit longer than a month, and I don't want to go without it. Again, very straight to the point. No messing around. Just give me that message, you know. the tarot in that sense will always take me a little bit deeper into it, you know, where I talked about the weavers and the mystery of the Black Madonna. They really give a deep answer. You need to really sit with that. With this one, and I don't mean it in any negative way, yeah, it gives that direct hit, and I love that too. I think I need a little bit of both in my practice in that sense, you know. So yeah, this one cannot go anywhere, even though it's fairly new, you know, in my collection. Nope, I would rescue it. Yeah, it cannot go anywhere. If something ever happened to my deck, I will get a new one. I really love that straight to the point, quick hit in a message, you know. They communicate very beautifully, even with each other. If I pull 2 cards of this, you know, it's almost like a sentence is already happening. So yeah, this one, an absolute winner. And yeah, even though, like I said, it's fairly new, you know, yeah, it would not go anywhere. I really, really enjoy this deck. Okay, so the last one, and then I'm gonna have some honorable mentions. Yeah, I was picking between these two. I love both. I don't know which one to pick. On my list, in all honesty, I picked this one, but now that I have it in front of me, I'm like, yeah, but that ain't right. But then when I feel like I need to pick this one, I say the same thing. I cannot pick. Okay, I'm gonna show this one because it's a little bit newer, I think, than this one. But this one is a staple in my practice. It's such a versatile deck, you know. I absolutely love it, and this is why this hashtag is very hard. But I think Miss Sadhana even said, yeah, 10 plus decks. I think she cheated on her own tag, so I can too. So yes, the Southern Gothic Oracle. When I saw this, I knew it was gonna be a perfect match, yeah, for my Hoodoo Tarot. So yeah, I got it very quickly. And if I waited a little bit longer, I would have, it would have been possible for me to get it here in Europe without the VAT. But yeah, I didn't know that at that point, you know. So yeah, I got it. I could not wait. A beautiful pairing with my Hoodoo Tarot. But yeah, Hoodoo is mass market, so I could not put that in here in that sense. So yeah, this one gets used very often because, well, my Hoodoo Tarot gets used very often. Sometimes I will use it too and just pick another deck, you know. I also love it with, oh, what's the name of the deck? The Antique Anatomy Tarot, I think it's called. I love it with that one too. But yes, this became very fast, also, you know, a favorite. I think I have it now something like a year or so, maybe even a little bit longer, because I don't have the cornbread card in this one. Yeah, I was one of I was faster in the sense of getting the deck than that the cornbread one came out, you know, that card. I thought about getting a new deck, but yeah, maybe when I get it here in a local shop, I might do it. But yeah, till then, this will do. This will do. Although I do like the cornbread card, I want it. But yes, we will see. We will see. So yes, this one definitely, again, became a very fast favorite. I think, in all honesty, I was a little bit, what's the word? I'm a little bit, yeah, because it's so connected to my Hoodoo deck, you know, I might have chosen this one over this one. But this one is very versatile. I love lately to pair this one with the new Black Tarot, the mass market one. Amazing pairing. But yeah, I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Then 2 other pairings, because I really felt sad, or honorable mentions, because I really felt sad that I couldn't show them. So I'm not gonna open them then. Let's keep it a little bit then. I'm still cheating, I know, but you know, I think everybody knows these decks, yeah. The Wisdom of the Shadow and the Wisdom of the Divine Feminine. I really like these decks. They might not be like everyday use decks, you know. but I really, really love them, and I would not want them to leave my collection for any reason, you know. So yeah, these two, even though I will not show every card then, I'm still loving them, you know, and I was a little bit sad that I could not show them off. And then I got 3 honorable mentions, and that's for the simple reason these came in this month. In my January what's happenings, you know, I will probably show them off a little bit. I got each and every one for a very specific reason. This one I know. I knew at the end of last year when it came out, you know, that I wanted it. But because it's in the UK and because of Brexit, we now also need to pay our VAT cost for the UK, you know. So yeah, I needed to wait a little bit, which I did, but then I got it end of December. And on Oya's girl, Queen of Set's channel, she has now a monthly talk with the creator, Miss Aminat Oladipo, if I say that correctly, please. About the deck, about the Yoruba religion, you know, the practice of what these cards mean, how she came about the idea of a certain subject, you know, very interesting. If you have this deck, I recommend watching. There are 2 episodes up already, and I think in the beginning of February a new one is planned. So yeah, it's something I'm watching now with my deck, because yeah, I really want to dive deeper. I got some, well, very basic knowledge about the Orisha, but this really goes deeper, you know. Her quality also amazing. She explained in one of the episodes that the African cloth, it has meaning, which I knew, you know, but this is why she used the texture on the cards, which almost really feels like fabric, which is really funny and beautiful at the same time. She even sent me a t-shirt with this one, which is now, which my daughter wears now. She really loves it, which is kind of funny because Oshun, she's called here the beauty. My daughter, her name is Bella, which also means beauty. So I felt like the t-shirt belonged to her, you know. So yeah, again, I wanna mention this because I have a very yeah, I know myself, so I know that if I would have seen this hashtag next year, this one would have probably be in here, even though I have no idea which one I would take out, but this one would have probably been in this hashtag, you know, because I really love diving in this deck. Very great substance, very deep, and yeah, the episodes on Oya's girl's channel, Queen of Set, yeah, it's really in a conversation kind of way, but yeah, very lovely. I cannot wait for the new episodes to come out. So yeah, this is the Iyami Oracle of Miss Aminat Oladipo, if I say that correct, please. And then these, okay, I'm a weird woman. I know this of myself, so you can put it in the comments, but I know. I don't like decks if they're a hype. The moment I don't know a deck, but it's a hype, I'm always like turning around and walking away. I'm not really paying attention. I know that's not always fair. I really understand, and I know that, yeah. But I also feel like it saves me a little bit of that FOMO kind of feeling. Because if I'm not really looking into a deck when everybody's hyping about it, that gives me time to breathe and make up my own mind, you know? I think when something is in hype, it's a little bit like I said in the beginning, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm buying a deck because somebody had a great experience with it. Because that does not give me any guarantees that I will have the same. I think every experience is different. However, I think now, yeah, it was the end of December. I think even the 1st or the 2nd of January, that I actually bought this. But it was in the end of December. I was talking to a friend, and she mentioned the Somnia Tarot, that she was not getting it yet, because, well, she was not a fan of the card stock. And in all honesty, I don't care. As long as the deck works for me, even though the kite stock might be a little bit of shit. I don't care. But she has her standards, you know, which she has the right to. So she was like, nope, I'm going to wait. But because she was talking about it, I was like, yeah, okay, maybe it's time, you know, for me to look into this deck, what I really feel about this deck. That's what I mean. I really want to separate other people's experiences and feelings with my own, you know. When I do that, I have no problem with FOMO because I'm not afraid of missing out. I live by a belief, maybe a weird one, but I believe if something is meant for me, no power on earth can stop me from getting it. And yeah, the same with this one, because I've seen, of course, pictures here and there, you know, but I really didn't look in that sense. I've seen, but I didn't look. So when she mentioned it, I was like, well, maybe it's about time, right? To really give it a good look. Oh yeah, I want to keep those separate because I was working with this reading. So let me keep that here for a second. So I gave it a look. I went on the channel of the Truth and Story, Miss Kelly, because I knew she had a walkthrough of this deck, and I always loved her input, you know, in the way she sees things. So I did my looking, my walkthrough watching, you know, and I think within 3 or 4 cards, I knew this was my water Scorpio deck. And yeah, what do I mean? It's a little bit hard. I've been looking for a great ocean deck. Anybody who's seen the complete Oracle and Tarot collection would have noticed, yeah, that I don't really have any watery type decks. I'm a Scorpio, I'm a water sign. So my deck, yeah, needs to have a certain feeling. And I like, and it's cute, you know, the mermaid decks and the sea ocean decks and all of that, and it just doesn't click for me with who I am in that sense. However, like I said, when we were 3-4 cards in the walkthrough of this one, I had this amazing click, you know. It had that water element in the way I loved it, you know. And at the same time, it has this weirdness going on that really felt like my Scorpio self. Whether I'm right or wrong, this is how I felt the deck, you know. This is how I looked at it. So, of course, I kept looking. Love this card. Absolutely love it. It's simple, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's beautiful. I love it. So yeah, like I said, I of course watched it the whole walkthrough, and I really fell in love. And I was happy in the sense of there was no regret, like, oh, why didn't I buy it sooner? No, I knew it came to me in the right time, you know. So yes, this one, even though, like I said, it's new, I don't want to already say after, well, what is it? We're around the 18 of January. So I cannot say like, oh, this one is it, you know, but this one is it. When I work with it now, like I said, I kept these ones out because I'm working with that reading. Yeah, it gave me a click in the way I was planning on working with it, and it actually did a great job in that sense, you know. So yeah, this one I need to honorably mention, even though, like I said, I will probably do it in my January What's Happenings. But yeah, because it's a beautiful indie deck, I can understand why she don't like the card stock, because it is thicker. She loves her rose petal finish. So, well, if the Somnia Tarot is listening, I don't think so. But Mr. Bruno, yeah, she wants it in a rose petal-y finish. In all honesty, I don't mind. I can understand it because it's a little bit harsher and thicker, you know. But yeah, I love the the hits and the feelings I'm getting when working with this deck, just the way it is, you know. So yeah, this one definitely special. And yeah, I need to give it an honorable mention because I think probably also, again, don't know which one I would cross off the list from the rest, but yeah, this one is special. Absolutely amazing. Love it. And then very quickly, oh, I forgot my other cards. Sorry, one sec. Just need to put these there too. Okay, and then the next one is the Shrine of the Black Medusa. I have a walkthrough coming out because I taped that earlier today. I think it will go up tomorrow or the day after. I will see, because I wanted to do this one first. I've seen this before and the shipping was very expensive, and then I knew vet and stuff would come. I found it secondhand here in Europe. So I really went for it. It's a Thoth-based or Thoth-rooted deck in that sense, with melanated people, you know. So I knew I was going to love it. However, when I got it in my hands, I'm going more in depth, you know, in my review about it. I didn't really have a wow effect, which was really, yeah, it kind of sucked, you know, in that first moment. Until I did an interview with it, and that changed my mind in a second. Yeah, in a second. Yeah, the moment I did that interview, yeah, I had the understanding that this deck actually knew me, which was very, it was a little bit like, the tables were flipped. Normally I need to get to know a deck, and in this sense it kind of felt like the deck already knew me. But like I said, I went in a deeper, what's it called? Yeah, I went deeper into the subject, you know, in my review. It will come out today, tomorrow, we will see. I will try to link it, if I remember doing that afterwards for people who watch this in the future. So yeah, this one, again, like I said, fairly new. I got it also in the beginning of January. But yeah, I've been working with it very in depth. Because even though the Somnia Tarot I'm working in depth, but it has a very specific, yeah, reading in that sense, how I want to work with it. And this one can definitely be an everyday for me. So yeah, I want to give it again an honorable mention. It is a indie deck, you know. However, I gave a lot of honorable mentions. But yes, like I said when I began, you know, I can definitely understand. Yeah, I heard them when they said it was very difficult, you know, picking 10, or whether that was mass market or indie or whatever, you know. But yeah, now I truly understand. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank again Miss Sadhana, if I say that correctly, for making this tag. And well, hopefully I will see you all soon. Have a blessed day and a beautiful weekend, whenever you're watching this video. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.